when I meet learners like you, that makes my day.
Okay, fantastic. And we have had a session already, ma'am. Do you remember?
Maybe long time ago.
Yes,
Yeah.
so long.
Okay. Fine. Why do I think you are a YouTuber? Are you a YouTuber?
Yes, ma'am. A small YouTuber. I have a small channel and I have been posting content.
Why do you stress on this thing small? It will grow.
Yes,
It
yes,
will grow.
of course, it
Yeah.
will grow. I have that faith, but as of now, it is a small, and I have to do a lot of work in order to make it a bigger one. So I have been contemplating what to do next and how can I improve my channel as well as my English. So
Okay.
simultaneously, all the process are going on now.
That's great. Let's be hopeful, right? Okay.
Yes,
It's consistency, perseverance, and that grit to make something into something big, right?
yes.
Okay, that's great. Wonderful. So how is the weather at your place at the moment?
It has started scorching, ma'am. See, before February up to January, we could expect that mild climate, but after February, especially in Coimbatore, we encountered the hottest uh,
Okay.
season this time, this February and March alone. And during April, May, we can see that mild climate again because of that monsoon from Kerala.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but
Okay.
February and March, we can encounter the scorch, ma'am, here. Is
Okay.
scorching sunlight. We cannot go outside even at 10 o'clock, but I like this type of climate. I'm not into windy or some rainy season. I like this
Coimbatore is a touristy place, isn't it? It's a very touristy place. Coimbatore is a very touristy place, isn't it?
tourist.
Touristy place. It's a touristy place.
Okay.
Lot of tourists visit that place, isn't it? It's a
Yes, ma'am.
tourist hotspot.
It's near to Coimbatore, Ooty is there, and so Mudumalai. So people often visit here, and we do have some temples, some famous temples.
Hmm.
So people often, but we don't have any beaches or any park here. So that's what I was thinking. We don't have any beaches or park, and so we
Okay.
can consider it as a tourist spot. Okay, not only Coimbatore, ma'am, in and around Coimbatore. We
Okay.
have that Isha yoga here and some temples, renowned temples.
Okay, that's great. I've heard that monsoon hits you differently when you are in Kerala, right? Okay, okay, that's great. So let's get started, Mahalakshmi. Today we are going to discuss something quite interesting, which is
Okay.
passing emotions. We'll talk about emotions, how to manage our emotions, and all. So, would you like to proceed with the same topic, or is there anything else that you would like to discuss?
Oh, no, no, we can go with the same topic, ma'am.
Okay, okay, that's great. So we know that we are emotional beings. That is what separates us from AI or robots, right? I don't think any amount of AI or robot will ever be able to replace humans in certain fields, of course, right?
Okay.
Because we are humans are driven by emotions, right? Okay.
Okay.
Can you name a few emotions that we experience?
Yes, we can say, ma'am, can we have that, have to differentiate the traits and the emotions? Traits are longer and emotions for shorter time, ma'am, for
Yeah,
shorter term.
yes, yes. Like here today, we are going to discuss passing emotions. So,
Okay.
passing emotions are not long lasting. They are not a
Yes.
permanent kind of feelings that we have, but something temporary, right? So,
Temporary.
passing emotions are temporary emotions
Yes.
that we experience or go through.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Emotions are ephemeral, ma'am. We
Yeah,
cannot
ephemeral.
know.
Yes, that is the right
Yes.
word to use. Yes, ephemeral, right? So
Yes.
passing emotions are ephemeral. They are not long lasting. It can be a certain burst of joy or
Okay.
sadness that you may experience,
Okay. So
right?
one is one, but it is obvious that inevitable that we cannot control our emotions sometimes. But that is the real thing. That is the real tactics. How to control your emotions. You cannot take your success to your head and take your is that embarrassment to your heart. Right? It
Mm,
is inevitable that you have to face it and. The how we are overcoming that all that so how we are standing against it and that is the real thing you can
mhm.
control your emotion by doing the mindful actions. See,
Mm-hmm.
instead of spending your time just by doing some other thing, you can do even while walking. You can think what I'm doing, how to control, and what can I do further to improve myself. So when you have that mindful thought, and when you listen to you, your inner soul, and in your inner thoughts, you can control your emotions. And those who control the emotions have the great name in the history.
That's true. That's true. So you will have to be at the driving seat, right? So do not let your emotions drive you. You should be in control of your
True.
emotion.
Yes, ma'am. The same applies with the money. You cannot make money to control you. You have to control the money, right? You have to control it, and you should know how to use it and wisely. So the same thing, you have to handle the emotion in a good way, so that you can achieve great things. See, after 2 or 3 days, you will see that you could understand that. See, so for this reason, for this trivial reason, I was behaving like that. Uh, so it is mandatory to control your emotions. We
Mm.
have so many things, ma'am, to control our emotions. We can read books or do something which gives to us,
Happiness to us, right?
happiness to us is
Mhm. Okay, great. So, as you already pointed out that we humans go through different kinds of emotions, I would like to add to what you already said. So, we may feel happiness, sad. We can be sad also. We can be annoyed. We can be frustrated, irritated, surprised also, right?
okay.
And we can feel disgusted at time. We may not agree with everything that is around us, right? So, these are the different emotions. We can have disagreements as well. We can disagree as
Yes.
well, right? So there can be a sudden outburst of emotions at any
Mm.
when it reaches to its peak level, then we
Yes,
think, oh,
yes.
we're not able to tolerate it anymore, right?
Anymore.
Okay. So in other words, we can say passing emotions are mood swings. We go through
Mood
different moods,
swings.
right?
Okay.
So do you also go through different kinds of, like, does it change, your mood change very frequently? Do you experience mood swings, and how do
Yes.
you handle them?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, before certain years, I was like that. I was not able to control my mood swings. I just happened to behave based on the circumstances. But
Mm,
recently, I have learned this. I am not 100% sure about it, but I have
mm.
been pondering what to do. How can I avoid this situation? How can I shut my mouth instead of saying something? How can I just pass this situation? So I have been learning all this, ma'am.
That's true. That's true. So we can say that emotions are fleeting. That means they
Fleeting.
are not long lasting. They are
Mhm.
temporary, right?
Temporary.
So emotions are fleeting, and we must learn how to manage them, how to
Manage.
tackle them, right?
Yes. See,
Okay.
you should have that quality, temperance. You should have that quality to overcome all the aspects of your life. It's
Mm,
obvious that every day we cannot expect others also to behave the same like you, ma'am. You should accept that everyone is different, everyone is unique. We do
mm,
have 5 fingers, but they are not same, right? We
mm,
have to accept the real thing, real fact, and we have to move forward. And you cannot expect that in the same way how you think the second person should behave. They
mm,
have their own responsibility, own caliber, and everything, the own answer for all the questions, right? You can
mm.
move based on your wish, based on your view, that's all. So
That's
first
true.
control yourself, then you can control others. That is the thing, ma'am. But we are trying to control others instead of controlling ourselves.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's amazing. Yes. So there are people who are not able to control their anger. They get
Yes.
angry very quickly. You know that it can, anything can trigger their anger. So do you feel such kind of emotions, like that you become impulsive, then all of a sudden you kind of cool down, and
Yes.
you start thinking rationally? Has it ever happened?
Yes. See, now I consider that I'm 90% okay. I have all the good characters, but the 10%, right? That is the dilemma. I am juggling between these 90% and 10%. I'm making to cover up these these 10%, but it is not going to happen. I know that evidently.
Mhm.
See, sometimes after telling my daughters not to do certain things for 4 or 5 times, at this say sixth time or seventh time, if they do the same mistake, then I do get some anger, some impulsive, some harsh words. But it's
Mhm.
okay. The later I apologized, I said sorry for that, but I'm controlling that. But it is
Mhm.
human nature. We cannot control all our temper, right, ma'am? Sometimes we have to burst out. We have to control everything. But
Mhm.
I'm not an impulsive person. I don't react at the moment. So in order to buy a certain things also, I don't buy it impulsively. I don't have that inclination towards any these fancy items or about anything, ma'am. Have to react and all. So I just wait for some time, and after 2 days also, if I need it, and then I go for it.
That's true. Let me tell you that this realization came to me after so many years of my life. Like right now, I think when I, think retrospectively, I think it is not necessary to react on everything that happens around
Yes.
you,
Yes. And it
right?
also happened, ma'am. When I was working in a bank, someone said the bank. He worked in a bank, but he told that in a different way. Like he
Mm.
mispronounced his bank name. I was curious. See, he made a mistake and he just mispronounced his bank name. But my
Mm.
colleague, she said it's okay. Why are you bothering about his mistake? You please
Mhm.
leave that and concentrate on your work, right? It happened nearly 6 or 7 years back, but I still remember that. So
Okay.
it is good to concentrate on mind our own business.
Yes, that's true. Sometimes it's okay to mind your own business, let people do whatever they want, but it's some kind of, OCD people have. They want to correct others,
Yes,
right? But at the same time, it might offend others. That is something that you'll have to keep in mind. If they are not open to feedback, or you must not give them any unsolicited advice or any unsolicited feedback, right? That's very important. Of course, you can give it to people who you are close with, but not
close.
to everyone, right?
Yes.
But when you are into teaching or education or learning, there is that inner itching that pushes you to correct people.
Yes, but we should not do that according to me. Otherwise, it may mitigate their fluency, it mitigate their learning, ma'am. It
Mm,
happens to our children as well. When we sit near to them and when we start correcting them, they would not get that freedom to speak or learn something, ma'am. We should
mm,
allow them to make mistakes. Then they will realize they can rectify their own mistakes.
mm.
So that is the thing. They don't usually sit in front of the parents while reading or studying.
That's true. That's true. Okay, Lakshmi, I would like to ask you. So, should we let these fleeting emotions affect our mood? Okay. For example, I'm at my workplace or I'm at a gathering, and there is some, any Tom, Dick, and Harry, and they pass any judgment or they pass any comment. So, should I let it penetrate my mind or my mental space, and should I let it ruin my day? That is the question.
Okay.
Or or do you think that we should be thick skinned, we must not let it affect our mood?
Mm. But no one is born like that, ma'am. Some or the other way it is going to affect us. See, not for the whole day, but for some extent. We our brain is manufactured in that way. So some words are going to hurt us, but not the whole day. Some 2 or 3 minutes afterwards, it's depending upon you how you tackle that, how you handle that, how you concentrate on other things. But
Mm-hmm.
we should, ma'am, see whether we are allowing it or not, it is going to hurt us.
Mm-hmm.
So for some extent, after that we can concentrate on different things. But you
Mm-hmm.
don't always focus on that words. You see how to overcome that. How can you give the answer to that and yes, move forward? But it is going to affect, ma'am. See, that is what we have some entertainments. That is why we have some entertainments.
Hmm. But some people have high emotional intelligence. They know how to handle their emotions, not only their own emotions, but other people, their emotions as well, right? While as some people are sensitive, they get easily bothered by what others have to say about them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I give you a quick feedback here,
Yes,
Lakshmi?
ma'am. Yes, yes.
Okay. So I will write it in the chat box. I want you to have a look at it.
Okay.
First of all, we'll focus on pronunciation. Yes. Can you pronounce these two words for me?
Spot. Spot.
Spot, right? Spot,
Spot.
spot. Now the next one,
Trivial.
trivial. Okay, but do check the recording. You will get
Yes,
to know how
ma'am.
to pronounce it. So there was a subtle change in pronunciation, right? So spot and trivial. Okay, we must not
Trivial.
pay heed or attention to trivial matters, right?
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
great. Uh,
Trivial. Do we need to extend that V sound, ma'am?
trivial,
Trivial.
yes, trivial, yes, trivial.
Trivial.
Okay,
Fine.
great. Okay, trivial matter means petty things,
Yes,
that
yes.
are unimportant. Okay, then you said our brain is manufactured, so rather than that we can use our brain is desired, designed or
Beside.
wired in such a way.
Wired. Okay.
Designed or wired in such a way.
Wired.
These things affect our mood. Okay,
Okay.
great. Moving forward, so can you talk about any such incident when you were surprised?
Mm.
There was a sudden gush of emotions, fleeting emotions. Is there any such moment in your life that you could share?
Yes, surprise. So many things happened in my life. We went to Vigaland, ma'am, during our college days, and see, last Vigaland, it is in Kerala, ma'am. It is an amusement park.
Hmm.
Okay, that day we September 19th, we went there, and we were in a bus. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then my friends asked us, shall we play hide and seek? And I was wondering why we have to play. We had to play hide and seek, that too in the bus while traveling. Then it was my turn. They just concealed my eyes, and
Mm-hmm.
they asked me to catch everyone.
Wait, wait. What was with the eye?
Blind tide, ma'am. What is that?
They blindfolded me.
Ah, okay. Blindfolded. They asked me to catch everyone.
Okay.
Then it was my turn. I was doing that, and all of a sudden they asked me to stand in front of a thing, and I just opened it. It was a cake with full of candles. Next day
No,
is my birthday, and they celebrated. It
you
was
must
a
be on
great
cloud
surprise,
nine.
ma'am.
You must be on cloud nine.
Yes, I was delighted. I did not expect that surprise. It happened nearly so many years back, so many years ago. Even I remembered still. It
Oh
was a
wow.
wonderful moment, and even staffs were
College?
encouraged.
Were
Ma'am,
you in college at that point of time? Were you
yes,
in college?
I was in third year.
Mm. Okay, that's great. That's wonderful.
And
Anyone
yes,
would love that.
yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay, that's great. So, Mahalakshmi, I would like to ask you this thing. Whenever we are sad, right, is it okay to share our feelings with other people? Do you think it's okay to let it out, let it flow, let it, is it okay to vent out your emotions, or should we keep our emotions to ourselves, particularly
No.
when we are in a state of distress or we feel burned out, right? So, what should we do in such kind of case?
Yes, we usually get these kind of emotions with our loved ones, ma'am. So with our spouse or siblings or our friends. So it is always better to just say everything to the other person. When you have any disputes with your spouse, you can share it with your friends, and make sure that that should not reach his ears, their ears. It is always better to, yes ma'am, better to discuss with someone, those who are confident to you, and those you can really trust on.
Who you can confide in, right? You here we'll use one more phrase, that is who you can confide in. So that means if you can confide in some person, that means you can share your deepest and darkest secrets with them,
Okay.
right? So whom you trust. So I confide, for example, I can say I confide in my husband, I confide in my best friend, I
Okay.
confide in my mom when it comes to anything confidential.
Confidential. Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes then when you share everything with someone, you can see that relaxation, you can
Mm.
move forward, ma'am. Otherwise you will see that it is an obstacle, and it will not let you to move further. So you can very well share it with someone, and you can move forward, or else you can write, ma'am. When you don't find anyone to
Yes,
share it,
journaling.
yes, you can write
Journaling.
all that incidents in a diary, and you can move forward. But I
Mm.
believe that we have to share it with someone, or we have to write it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. We must share it with people whom we are close to or close with, right? Why is it important? Because it makes you feel light.
Right.
Otherwise, you
Yes.
will keep on carrying that emotional baggage with you, and it will take a lot. It's going to,
Yes.
you
It
know,
will take a toll on your mind.
yeah, it will take a toll on your mental health.
Toll, toll. Have to pronounce
Toll.
it toll. Okay, toll.
Yeah. So let me write it here.
Toll, right now.
Yeah, great. So the pronunciation is different. Toll and tall. That is the
Toll,
second word is tall and the first one is toll. Very good.
toll.
But I doubt the idea that you use this word, right?
Okay.
Okay, that's
And
great.
I had a suggestion, ma'am. See, we usually come across toll gate. So how come here toll? What is the meaning of toll and toll gate? See, toll
Mhm.
gate is an entrance for
Yeah,
something.
yeah. It's an entrance to a new territory or to a new, area, right? So that
Area.
toll gate. Okay, maybe I will have to find what do we call it a toll gate.
Toll gate, and it is completely different. It is
Yeah.
a toll, it means something bad or something. So the toll gate is a new opportunity. It's a threshold for new entry, but
Mm. Toll actually means a place where which is chargeable, right?
chargeable is
So
for
it is used here, it is used in context of a place which is chargeable. That means once you
is
reach to that point, you are supposed to pay,
pay.
right? It can be a bridge, it can be a place. So that is why it's called as toll gate, because once
Okay.
you reach that, toll is actually a point. Once you reach that point, you are supposed to pay some money,
Okay.
right? Does it make sense now?
Yes, ma'am. But see, the same spelling meaning, but with a different meaning. So
Yeah,
same spelling with pronunciation, but a different meaning.
yeah. So they are actually homophones, right?
Homophones.
Yeah, homophones and homonyms, lot of times they have
Homonyms.
same spelling, but they have different meanings. For example, here
Mm.
if you're talking about a toll gate, that means it's a place where you're supposed to pay. So here toll means to pay an amount,
Pain.
right? Yeah.
Is
So here toll also means, when it takes your mental space and all. So it takes
mm.
toll on your, that means you have to pay the price for it.
Yes,
That is
yes.
the thing. So one is the
Okay.
literal meaning and one is the figurative meaning of it. That you have to
Okay.
pay the price. It takes a toll on your mental peace, right? So takes a toll. Oh wow, that's great. Wonderful.
Okay.
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 Oh, time has literally flown away.
Yes, yes.
It's
And
already
I
like
get, yes, ma'am. So how do you handle your emotions, ma'am? Could you please answer that, and we can wind it up, ma'am?
okay, let me be very open about it. I have been a sensitive person all my life. I get easily affected by people, what they have to say about me. But lately, I have been in control. Like I have been controlling my emotions very well. Maybe I already told you that this realization came to me very late in my life, that I don't have to let everything penetrate my mental space or my mental peace. So these days I am controlling it very well, but I was not like it when I was, in my teenage. Back then I used to be very sensitive, right?
Okay.
Okay. So that is how, but yes, as you said, that writing can help, talking to people who are very close to you can help. Okay, because it's very important. You cannot just hold it, otherwise it makes your mind cluttered, it may affect your productivity. Okay, so
It
it's
may
not.
stagnate your process.
Yeah. It will make your life to a standstill, right? Okay,
Yes.
it will be at a standstill. So it's better to let it pass, let it flow, and just move on in your life, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, great. So wonderful. I'm sure that you like this session, right? Was it
Yes, of
helpful?
course. Yes, yes. Really, it is helpful, and Yes, I like you very much, and I watched some of your videos, and I booked it the day before. Yes, not before, day before, like 2 or 3 days before, and when I see your availability. Thank you so
Okay.
much, ma'am.
So Mahalakshmi, I would like to give you the final feedback. I liked your spirit. I liked your energy a lot, and you have come a long way. You sound very confident, and you have a very good screen presence
Okay,
now.
ma'am.
Right? Okay, so the things that you can work on is a little bit on pronunciation. I have already told you where you went wrong in terms of
Okay,
pronunciation, and just keep on learning new words. There is no end to it. It's
okay,
endless. Right?
okay.